All right, we're going to begin today's meeting of the Michigan City Police Civil Service Commission, Wednesday, May 8th. Determination of a quorum, we need to roll call members.
Commissioner Buda?
Here.
Commissioner Plisky?
Here.
Commissioner Palmer?
Here. We have a quorum. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the April 11th regular meeting and the April 11th special meeting. We do it all in one motion if there's no objection.
I'll move we accept them as written.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Buda and second by Commissioner Plisky. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We're going to deviate from the agenda. We do have a special presentation this morning by the chief, so I'll let him take care of that matter.
Good morning. I would ask that Officer Carol Patina please join myself and Assistant Chief Urbancic up front. It is with great pleasure today that I present Officer Carol Patina with the Life Saving Award for her outstanding service on Sunday, March 10th at approximately 1:49 a.m. Officer Patina responded to a suicidal male subject who cut his wrist in the 400 block of Butler Street. Upon her arrival, she observed the male sitting in the kitchen and bleeding heavily from his right wrist. There was a pool of blood on the kitchen floor where the male was located at the time. Blood was pulsating out from a deep cut on the victim's right wrist, so family members tied a sheet to the male's right arm attempting to stop the bleeding. Officer Patina relied on her training and quickly applied a department-issued tourniquet to the victim's upper right forearm, which successfully stopped the bleeding. Officer Patina's quick and decisive action prevented the victim from losing more blood, and she also convinced the suicidal male to go with LaPorte County Emergency Medical Services to Franciscan Hospital to obtain medical treatment. There is no doubt the actions of Carol Patina saved the male's life and prevented a tragic event. Officer Patina's actions personify the spirit of cooperation of all law enforcement officers and emergency responders and are in keeping with the highest standards of the Michigan City Police Department. For her actions, I award Officer Carol Patina with this life-saving award. All right.
Congratulations.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. We're ready to continue the meeting, and we'll start with the old business, applicants in process. We have none in polygraph or background or physical and psych. We do have 2 at perf that we are awaiting final approval on. It's my understanding that we should have received that by Friday. Should we not receive it by Friday, then our number from on Monday to swear in will go from 6 to 4. So we're just waiting for perf for the final approval on those 2. And we're told we would have it.
I may add that we are verified on 4 of the 6 applicants with Indiana Public Employee Retirement Fund. However, the 2 we are hesitant unless there is a holdup past Friday. I would hesitate to swear them in on Monday, so it may only be delayed by a few days, but we do need to have that final state approval on those last 2. We're hopeful to put a call into them yet today or tomorrow to have the answer before Friday for you. But I'll keep everybody updated through email.
So for the commissioner's sake, in case it does come in late, let's say it doesn't come Friday, it comes Monday, and we have the swearing in already for the other 4, we'll have to have the other 2. And if we could do it the same week, sometime Thursday or Friday, because we have to have 48-hour notice to have it, we could swear the other 2 in, so they won't be a few days behind. We're not anticipating that happening, but as a backup, we may have to have a second, another swearing in for the other 2 later on in the week. Okay. All right. Probationary officer reports.
Good morning, everybody. Officer Wooten is currently on day shift, and he finishes probationary period on May 22nd. He has been informed to make sure that he contacts the commission to schedule a ride-along before he completes his probationary period. Officer Gleddy is still at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy and is scheduled to graduate on Saturday, May 18th. He'll be reassigned to the afternoon shift. His field training officer will be Officer Bass for Phase 4. He reports on May 20th. And then after he completes Phase 4, he'll remain on the afternoon shift. Officer Murray is still in Phase 4, and he'll report to the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy on May 20th for his physical fitness exam. After he completes that, then he's scheduled to start the academy on May 28th and will graduate on September 6th. Officer Ortega is in Phase 4 with Officer Bass on the afternoon shift, and he will also report to the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy with Officer Murray for his physical fitness test. They will both be attending the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy together on May 28th. And then Officer Revore is in Phase 4 with Officer Ray on the midnight shift, and he's scheduled to finish the FTO program on May 29th, and then once he completes that, he'll remain on the midnight shift. Is there any questions?
Other than the fact that it's swearing in on Monday, you're going to have 10 probationary officers to be watching for a year, so
Yes.
we're going to have our hands full watching. You know, we're used to doing 2 or 3 at a time or 4 at the max, not 10. So this will be a stress on the department as well, so we appreciate all that you're doing, will be doing for them for that year. You included, Sarge. Questions for his report from anybody? Any other old business? And we'll go on to new business, correspondence.
Yes, I have claims to be paid for $988.50, and we'll take care of that.
I'll move we pay the claims.
Motion by Commissioner Buda, do we have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Pliska to pay the claims amounting $988.50. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item C, swearing in ceremony, we have set for Monday, May 13th at 1 o'clock in this room. Chief, you'll get the email out to the other city council members, invite them as well, and the mayor. We appreciate it, but here in this room, at least 4, but we're hoping for 6. So, questions? All right. Item D, applicant testing date is set for May 29th. Here again in this room at 4 p.m. We have 10 applicants on file, completed applications on file. We have 5 that are missing articles, so I'm just waiting for them to decide to turn that stuff in before we can accept it.
Besides the 10, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now, as of today, and no more come in yet.
So if the 5 don't get in their information, then we're only going to test 5?
No, we're going to test 10. Those 10 are already set. These are 5 additional ones, so we could have 15. Anything else that comes in between now and the testing date.
Because as of today, we have exhausted our last list, correct?
Yes, we have nobody on the list.
So this new test will begin a new group for hire. Okay, very good.
So the next question is, the test of the 29th, we have to set up the interview with them afterwards so we can set the list to be able to start doing polygraphs. Do we want to do it that Saturday after the test, or you want to do a week later? So it'll either be June 1st or June 8th.
Can we be ready by June 1st?
Well, we'll test on Wednesday, so we'll have all the testing, we'll have the scoring done. Yeah, I'll have all that done then. And we can tell the applicants that day that they'll be getting an email, and it won't be that night, the next night for sure, telling them that they have to be here that Saturday the 1st, so to keep their schedule open from 8 till, how many candidates we have.
Doesn't matter.
So June
That's Saturday
1st?
and 8th.
June 1st? All right.
Yeah, fine with
So
me.
let's set June 1st for the interviews with the commissioners. And then we'll start at 8 o'clock. And then we'll be ready to send them the polygraph. Because we have a possible pending retirement in the summertime, so we should start sending some, I guess, the polygraphs. What am I saying?
My recommendation would be is that if we have let's say 10 on an eligibility list. We send all 10 to polygraph, get that stage behind us. I just found out in the last couple of weeks we are losing an officer from our afternoon shift beginning January next year for a 10-month deployment to Afghanistan. So I'm going to be meeting with Mayor Meir to give him a proposal as we begin to meet with the City Council. I'm going to ask for some additional salary funding to hire an officer while the officer is gone on deployment, because at the end of next year I have an officer scheduled to retire anyway, so the two would offset each other. And that would give me a chance to get one hired through the academy and ready when the next officer leaves the beginning of 2021. But I already know I'm losing one to Afghanistan next year for at least 10 months. So yeah, I could foresee out of this group that we're getting ready to test a minimum of possibly 3 that we'll need to hire out of that group. So.
3 out of 10 is gonna be tough.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get some more in between now. They're still out there actively recruiting, so we'll see what happens. Any other new business? We'll move on to report from Chief Swisley.
Good morning. A couple of things. One, I want to touch on this week, Friday, May 10th, beginning at noon at the former Elston High School in the auditorium will be our annual LaPorte County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. I would encourage everyone to please join us at noon this Friday. There is a luncheon immediately following at 1 p.m. in the cafeteria adjacent to the theater there. LaPorte County Sheriff John Boyd is hosting it this year here in Michigan City. Our keynote speaker will be the sheriff from Cook County, Tom Dart, will be speaking as our keynote speaker. And we usually have a great turnout for that, 200 plus people, so I would encourage everyone to please join us. It's free to the public as well. Also during that memorial service, we will be remembering 2 of our retired officers who we have unfortunately laid to rest in the last month. Officer David Godey, who was living out in Colorado, unfortunately passed away. And also this past weekend, we unfortunately had laid to rest one of our very own, Officer Laverne Dunlap, who was one of the first female police officers here at the Michigan City Police Department, hired back in 1971, was loved by everyone here, and a lot of great memories with Laverne. So we'll be honoring both of them during this ceremony as well. I want to talk about a little bit of criticism that we received yesterday. We put out on Facebook as well a message to the public explaining the steps that were taken yesterday related to school safety and how important it is for the safety of our children in our schools. Yesterday, we received a complaint that came from LaPorte County government that an individual had filed a complaint with the election board over the primary election that was being held here in the city of Michigan City. And there was a concern about off-duty police officers that were deployed at polling locations that were located at Michigan City area schools. We were contacted in the last month by the Michigan City area schools, and they had asked to hire off-duty police officers to be present in the polling places that were designated as schools where children were in school at the time. You have to keep in mind that when you have a polling place, the doors are unlocked, they are open to the public. On a normal day when school is in session, the schools are secure, the students are secure, and the threat from the outside is kept away. The school did a very proactive move, in my opinion, by paying the off-duty officers and having them present yesterday. And as a matter of fact, as we talk about this very issue yesterday, we had an unfortunate school shooting in the state of Colorado yesterday. So school shootings are on the rise. They occur annually in the Michigan City area schools. I commend them for making the move yesterday to hire the off-duty officers. So that is my explanation as to why the officers were present. They were not present to do any type of voter suppression or scare anyone away from the polls. Me personally, when I go to a large venue, concert, or any other gathering, I appreciate when law enforcement is present. I feel safe and secure, and we as a community should feel that way as well. Facebook, if you don't follow us on Facebook, I would encourage you to please follow us on Facebook. We give out a lot of information, press releases, information about our upcoming tests, information related to yesterday as well. So anything that we feel is important to the community, we try to share on Facebook, and I would encourage everyone to follow us on Facebook. And aside from that, we will begin our traffic enforcement grants. Again, here in the latter part of May, they will run throughout the summer months. So in our neighborhoods and on our main thoroughfares, there'll be officers that will be paid through a state and federal grant that will be out conducting traffic safety as well. And that's all that I have.
All right, Chief, thank you. Anything for the chief? Assistant Chief for Bancek?
Nothing further to report.
All right, Division of Professional Standards?
Yes, we're ready to start the testing, of course, on the for the new applicants. I've got Corporal Rediger and Officer Coney are both going to help me with the agility course. We are going to do it rain or shine here at the police department outside, so look forward to that. And hopefully we have a good response of officers. I've gotten quite a few emails, and I've passed those on to the president for him to review, so we've got some good interest. That's all I have.
Okay.
No rain.
Yeah, no rain.
No rain.
Hopefully.
In May.
Commissioner comments?
I have none.
Congratulations to Officer Patina.
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Officer Patina and to Councilman Simmons for winning the primary.
Yes.
Oh,
Tough race.
Attorney comments?
No comments. One question. The swearing-in ceremony, what time?
1 o'clock? 1 o'clock?
It says 11 on there, but it's 1.
Okay. And that's why I wanted to come.
Yeah.
Thank you.
1 o'clock, yep.
Nothing else.
All right, FOP comments, not here. City Council liaison?
Just like to wish Officer Patina congratulations on her life-saving accomplishment.
Thank you. Public comments, we have none. Our next meeting, regular meeting, is scheduled for Wednesday, June 12th, 2019. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll move we adjourn.
second.
Motion by Commissioner Buda, second by Commissioner Plisky. This meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.